Tonight in Your Voice, Your Vote, local election offices are on high alert. There are fears of harassment and threats, and right now offices are even supplying workers with Narcan after suspicious letters were mailed to offices. So tonight, we're introducing you to the Yolo County Registrar of Voters, who says that his staff's safety is his #1 goal.
Hillary needs you.
I'm proud of the campaign that Senator Sanders and I are running.
Our country is being run horribly.
It was May of 2016. It was right before the first primary election of a very contested election.
Jesse Selenas became the Registrar of Voters for the Yolo County Elections Office in 2016.
It was quite a baptism through fire, so to speak.
It was the year former President Donald Trump's MAGA movement spread across the country.
The election is being rigged by corrupt media.
Fake news.
Fake news, folks. Fake news.
Became a household word.
False allegations and outright lies.
4 years later, former President Trump falsely claimed the 2020 election was stolen.
Stop the steal! Stop the steal!
Conspiracy theories about voting machines spread.
You're not going to be able to know the end of this election, in my opinion, for weeks, months, maybe never.
It's very concerning for all of us in the elections world.
The unfounded claims escalated to tense standoffs like the one at the Maricopa County Elections Office in Arizona.
The last thing you want is for anybody to have harm done to them by just doing their job, and that's really critical for us.
Have you ever been threatened or harassed while doing your job?
There's been times where you feel uncomfortable because people are very passionate, I'll just put it that way, about their views. And so I've had individuals that have threatened to throw me into jail, folks that have been pretty aggressive in terms of their comments towards either myself or even family members. So it's unfortunate, but at the same time, you just have to focus on the task at hand and be positive with people and know that we're here for a greater good, our democracy.
In 2021, the Department of Justice created the Threats Against Election Workers Task Force in response to the significant increase in the threat of violence against election offices. In the first year alone, they've reviewed more than 1,000 contacts that allegedly harassed election workers. So far, the task force has prosecuted 13 federal cases, majority of them ending in guilty pleas or sentencings. Jesse says all of California's election offices are watching what happens closely.
We're on high alert, and that's true across the state. You see registrars that are very concerned. We're having conversations at a statewide level. What can we do to keep the offices and all of our staff and the poll workers as safe as possible during this climate? So we're actually going to have it more enclosed.
This is what the Yolo County Elections Office looks like right now. There is a swinging door that will soon be replaced with a key card door. Only those with a badge can get in. Plexiglass is being added, and this election space is equipped with emergency buttons with law enforcement on speed dial.
We've already been in contact with our local sheriff, so we are already in discussions with them and making plans for March.
In recent news headlines, suspicious envelopes were sent to election offices in 5 states, some containing fentanyl. Local election offices have plans if that were to happen here.
So you guys are actually carrying Narcan for your employees, right?
Right, yes, we are. Not only the Narcan dispensers, but also we have trainings that we provided for all staff. They've been trained on how to use it properly.
While 2 letters addressed to election offices in Los Angeles and Sacramento were intercepted by the Postal Service, workers are still on edge.
How does that make you feel knowing that already those election offices are receiving letters like that?
Well, it's very concerning because you have people that are trying to do their job and to know that their lives are put under threat of somebody who's a bad actor. Because we're here to run an amazing election that's secure and safe, and we will do that. We will be successful regardless of what people try to do. We'll make sure we're protecting our staff and providing that for our voters.
Jesse says security also hinges on being transparent about the voting process.
We really strive on making sure that people can see the process. We encourage them to come see it firsthand.
Yolo County officials are funding additional viewing space in the elections office so people can see how ballots are scanned and counted.
I know here in Yolo County we have a lot of support locally among the community for what we do. So these are called electronic poll books.
After spending time at the Yolo County Elections Office, one thought became clear. The heart of their work and why they choose to stay has stayed the same.
I love my job. I feel very honored and privileged to be doing this job. I think, in the United States is we run our democracy well. And I think that piece of it is so true, and people have to have confidence, and they need to rely on those of us that put our whole life and all of what we believe in into these type of elections that are so important to all of us. Every election is important. We want to make sure people understand we care, and we're doing everything possible to make a positive difference.
And the Yolo County Election Office told us they are always on the lookout for misinformation on social media. So if you see something you might have a question about, they encourage voters to reach out directly to their office because, as they say, they are the real source of verified and trusted information. And I want to get some more context on our story tonight. A study done by Brennan Center for Justice among local election officials across the country found 30% of people say they have personally been abused, harassed, or threatened because of their job. More than 1 in 9 are concerned about facing pressure to certify certain results in favor of a specific candidate or party. And 74% say their annual budget needs to grow when thinking about election security and administration needs over the next 5 years. And if you want to read more about this study and our story, you can always do that at abc10.com/elections.